Hi dear parents, welcome back to another math hour. Today I'm going to show you how to find the percentage of a number using the shortcut 10% technique. Let me give you a quick little example right now, okay? Now this shortcut 10% technique requires students to be familiar with how to find 10% of any number. So for example, let us say what is 10% of 4.57, for example, okay? In order to find 10% of 4.57, there's a simple technique. Step number one, you simply start with where the decimal point is located, right over here, and you just jump one space to the left and put the new decimal point right in front. And there we go. 10% of 4.57 is 0.457. You see that? That's how you find 10% of any number. Start with the decimal point, locate the decimal point, and jump or one space to the left. Let me show you another one. Let us find 10% of, let's say, 21.78. Okay? What is 10% of 21.78? Well, again, step number one, you find the decimal point, which is located right over here, and you jump one space to the left, and you put that new decimal point right there. And 10% of 21.78 is 2.178. You see that? That's how you do 10% technique. Let me show you one more example. Increase the size of my font here. Let us find out what is 10% of, let's do 158, or 153. Okay, 10% of 153. Now notice that there's no decimal over here. 153 is on its own. So for you, the first thing you're going to have to do is make 153 into a decimal. How do you do that? You simply put a decimal point right after it and a little zero. And there we go. We made it into a decimal. And now let's find 10% of this number. Start with a decimal point and then jump one space to the left. And there we go. 10% of 153 is 15.30. Okay, that is how you find 10% of any number. Okay, now I'm going to use a shortcut 10% technique to show you how to find out 50, 60, 70% of any number. Let's take a look. Here's an example. Let's see, let's try this. What is 40% of 56.72? Okay, suppose you're given this question and you're asked to find out 40% of 56.72. Now you can use the traditional way of doing this, but I'm going to show you how to use this answer using the shortcut 10% technique. So first things first is, let's take a look at 40%. I need to use 10% technique over here. So I know that this 40%, I have to break it down to 10%. And in order for 10% to become 40%, I needed to multiply it by 4. You see that? 10% times 4 equals 40%. Now, using this information, I'm going to use this knowledge to help me figure out 40% of 56.72. So first things first, step number 1. Find out 10% of 56.72. Okay? That's easy enough. 56.72, start with a decimal point. Let me use a different color. And jump one space to the left. And that's my new decimal right there. So 10% of 56.72 is 5.672. Okay? So this is taken care of. Done. Now, in order to do 40%, I have to multiply the 10% by 4, which means I'm going to have to multiply this answer by 4 as well. And that will give me the final answer. So I'm going to use my trusty calculator. Of course, you students, you have to use it without the calculator, obviously. 5.672 multiplied by 4 is 22.688. And there we go. That is our answer. 40% of 56.72 is equal to 22.688. And that is how you use the shortcut 10% technique. Let me show you another example. Let's see. Let's use a different color. Let's use green. And let's try to find out what is, how about 70% of 184? Okay? What's 70% of 184? Well, again, step number 1. I need to find out what is 10% of 184. Okay. That's my reference point. 10% is always my starting point. So 10% of 184. Now again, 184 does not have a decimal, no overt decimal point over here. So I'm going to turn that 184 into a decimal number. I'm just going to put a decimal point and a 0. And there we go, it turns into a decimal. And now 10%. So start with a decimal point, jump one space to the left, put that decimal point right in between, and 10% of 184 is 18.40 or 18.4. Okay? Now, 10%, how do I make it 70%? Well, I have to do 10 multiplied by 7 because 10 times 7 gives me 70. If I have to multiply this side by 7, then I multiply the answer by 7 as well. So 18.4 multiplied by 7 is 128.8. And that is 70% of 184. That is the answer, using the shortcut 10% technique right there. Let me do one more example for you, another quick example. Let's try to do something simpler. Let's do 20% of, let's try 6.28, okay? 20% of 6.28. Again, same technique. We're going to do step number 1. Start with the reference percentage. Start with the 10%. So step number 1, first find 10% of 6.28. Easy enough. Start with a decimal point, which is right over here. Jump one space to the left. Add the new decimal point. And 10% of 6.28 is 0.628. Now, step number 2. 10%, how do I make that a 20%? 10 times 2. 10 times 2 will give me 20. And if I multiply this side by 2, I multiply this answer also by 2. And 0.628 multiplied by 2 is 1.256. And there we go. 20% of 6.28 is 1.256. And this is how you find the percentage of a number using the shortcut 10% technique. Thank you.